there were a lot of Dodger fans that made fun of this, but I think Tatis is making good points here. He thinks that the Padres are going to have a huge year next year, and that Fernando himself is going to have a huge year next year. Dennis Lin, he wrote this piece. I recommend you go check it out at The Athletic, comparing like Acuna and Fernando. Acuna came back from injury, and he's having a monster year this year, right? Could very well go win the MVP. He's having a historic season. So fun to watch. And Tatis here, not so great season this year, and could have a monster year next year. And Tatis, talking to Dennis Lin here, says definitely looking forward to that in 2024, like his season. I mean, just being out of the game itself is not easy at all. And it's proven to be good at the game, you need to be playing the game. Simple as that. You can't come out of nowhere and just be the same guy that you've always been. But I know for sure that next year is going to be a monster year, not only for myself, but for the team. Definitely, I've been weaker than I've ever been before, Tatis said later in the article. He added, and look at still what I'm capable of doing on the baseball field with him being weak. So those were the two quotes that I posted on social media, and over like 130,000 people, I think, have seen the tweet. And a lot of it is Dodger fans and other fans like, oh, definitely I've been weaker than I've ever been before. Why? I wonder why. Talking about steroids from last year, obviously, right? Maybe that wasn't the best thing for him to say, but I understand what he was saying. He's not saying because of lost the ball or whatever he claims that he used last year, right? He's not saying that. He's saying that this year has taken a toll on him. He just had multiple surgeries. He's been playing pretty much every day, like literally every game the Padres have played, entering, I believe, Sunday against the Astros, every game that he could when he was eligible to return from the suspension. He's played in every single game. And that was not the plan going into the season. Like Bob Melvin wanted to rest him way more than he ended up resting him, which was one game on Sunday against the Astros, right? And so he is taxed. And he did not have a full offseason to train and get stronger and get fully ready for the 2023 season. Adjusting to pitching. His upper body, he mentioned in the Athletic article that he didn't have a full offseason training, I don't think, for upper body. So that obviously affects things because your legs take a toll. And so maybe you try to compensate with the upper body, but what if you don't have as strong of the upper body as you've had in previous years because you were restricted in training those areas in some parts of the off season? Why? Because you had the wrist surgery, you had shoulder surgery, right? So, yeah, and I'm not even talking about him being out of the game, missing the entire 2022 season, and then the first 20 games of this year. I'm just talking about the physical effects of the surgery and him playing every day after the surgery, right? So I think he's only going to get stronger. He's going to have a full off season. He's going to have hopefully a unlimited off season in terms of like what he can do, weight room and lower body, upper body, all of that. And yeah, as he said here, being out of the game itself, it's not easy at all. You're not going to just jump out of bed and be Fernando Tatis Jr. again. And right from the get-go, from the beginning, it was like, oh, wow, Fernando's back. But baseball's a long season. And it can humble you for sure. You just go ask Fernando, go ask a lot of different players that have good starts to seasons and then, dog days or whatever. They have that big slump, and then they look at the end of the year and your numbers are down compared to other seasons, right? I mean, you can look at Tatis's numbers here compared to his first 3 seasons in the big leagues. OPS and all that. Obviously didn't play 2022, but this year he has a lower OPS. 2021, 975 OPS. This year through, I think, Tuesday night, 781 OPS. Slugging 611 in 2021. It's 459 this year. 322 on base percentage this year, 364 in 2021. 282 average in 2021, 259 average this year. Like, numbers are down. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a Ronald Acuna Jr. thing. Like, both guys are insane athletes. And I believe Tatis will have a better year next year. And hopefully he sees people on social media still making jokes about him and all that, right? And he can use that as motivation going into next year, win that freaking MVP, and the Padres can be a postseason team in a big part thanks to Fernando next year, and the Padres can win the whole dang thing. Because that would be great. Because he's getting a lot on social media. Dodger fans. There was a Dodger fan, I guess, that threw the PED thing on the field during this series. They're still doing that. Prove him wrong. Go back to being Fernando Tatis Jr., the real amazing 2021 Fernando Tatis Jr. next year. That's what I hope.